Are you noticing strange sounds at night or little droppings here and there throughout their home? Or maybe you see something in the corner of your eye and you turn and it's gone. You might be dealing with mice. Hi, I'm Donovan. I've been in pest control for a few years now, over 1,000 homes in servicing, and I want to tell you some things you should look for because I see homeowners all the time saying I didn't know I have mice, or how do I know I have mice? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video of signs and ways to look for mice. Starting off, there's 3 ways you can know you have mice: is smell, see, and hear. Let's start with the visual first. Visually, you need to look for these things. First, the droppings. The droppings are small, little black, grain-like little substance. You really can't miss them if you really look for them. They can be under refrigerators, stoves, under sinks, in the basement. If they're not on the ground, maybe your basement has a little lip up top. You can look up there to see if they have mice. In the garage corners, anywhere you think mice can be and hide from, look for droppings. Droppings are the #1 way you know you have mice, is running around. The more droppings you have, the more you know how high the activity is. Secondly, gnaw marks. Gnaw marks are what they're chewing on. It's either food being opened, you didn't open it, garage door seals being chewed, wood being gnawed on. Anything that looks unnormal that you didn't do, or animal or dog didn't do, look for that as well. Another thing, mice are very dirty, so when they rub against walls or installation, they leave their grease on that surface, so you can see dark marks. Look for that as well. If you see discoloration of certain areas, it could indicate mice has been going through that spot constantly, and that's the little kind of main highway. You can also look for tunneling inside the installation. That kind of indicates mice are really in there, and most tunneling could be in the attic, so check the attic as well. Speaking of attics, it's a good time to switch over to the sound part, because most times you hear stuff in your attic. Attics are a good highway for mice to go through your whole home. Once they're in the attic, they can get to anywhere in the home, and that's probably why you are hearing things in the walls, downstairs in the walls, because they can really climb anything in your house if they get inside. So if you do start hearing things, look in the attic, see if it's tunneling. Like I said before, if you see tunneling, then you know mice are in there, and depending how much tunneling has been occurring in there, you might see a lot of holes in, like Swiss cheese. So if that's the case, make sure you get that fixed. Now for the smell is very potent. You know when you go into a home that you haven't been in before that has mice and they have a big problem, you can smell it. You would know what it smells like. Now, if you've been living in there and constantly your nose have become nose blind to it, so that it'd be a good idea to bring somebody else in who can tell you they smell things or not, because I'm telling you, it's a very strong smell. I've been in situations where I go into the basement and it's hits you right in the face. You do not want to breathe that stuff in. It's bad for your lungs, it's bad for your kids, it's bad for anything that breathes that in. It can get you sick. You do not want that. I will highly suggest, if you have mice and you're trying to get rid of them, you have to sanitize the areas that are more active to get that pee and droppings out the air so you're not breathing that in. I forgot something in visuals I need to talk about, which is nesting. Nesting is a clear indication that you having mice. If you see bird seeds, any kind of seeds that's brought into your basement that you didn't put there, you know mice is bringing there for their nesting area. If you see leaves in the attic, any kind of paper shreddings, anything that doesn't belong there, it's a high chance mice are trying to nest there, and you start treating that immediately because you don't want to have them produce in your home, because once they do, it's pretty hard to get them out. Now moving on to ways to keep them outside your home, I'm gonna tell you one because this is the main one I feel like you should do. You should walk around your home and see if any entry points or any areas they can get in from. Now, to know if they can get into that hole, any hole that's bigger than a dime size, they can get into it. They can squeeze in there. So any hole you find, please plug that up so mice can get inside that hole. I will be making a separate video about what to look for exactly in the video, and telling you how to feel it and what to use and what not to use for filling holes, because there's a lot of things you should not be using. But yeah, because it's a lot of things you should not be using, and a lot of people be using those things. So I'll make a video on that exactly later on. Now, if you have mice inside your home already, I would still say plug up the hole so they can't get in, but you have to keep your house super clean. You must put things in hard plastic or glass containers, especially dog food. Any kind of food that's normally on the ground, pick it up so mice can't get into it. Fix leaky faucets, no standing water anywhere. We're trying to starve the mice out so they don't have any room to reproduce. This is the main thing. If you do have mice in your home, I would suggest you do that. Make sure they cannot eat anything, drink anything, or live freely anything. Okay, make sure you do that. That's I've seen a lot of houses, and that's the main thing you really have to do is keep it clean so they can't eat anything. But if your situation is bad, you might need to look for professional help. I would say if you feel like you can't handle it and no more, call your specialist. Call people like us to go out there and see what we can do exactly if you don't want to do all this heavy work. I would suggest that as well, because it is a lot of work to get mice out, and you might need the right materials to do it. So if you do think you need professional help, call professionally. There's a few ones you can look. Now if the problem is super bad, you might want to look for professional help. If you can't handle it yourself anymore, I will suggest that, because I know I do it, but it's a big help when you don't have to worry about it, but we do. So if it's bad, call your professional. Just to recap for visually, look for non-marked droppings and nesting areas, tunneling and installation and discoloration of installation or your walls. If you start smelling things that's normally not there anymore, like possibly a dead mouse or a urine or a feces, make sure you get that handled. Then if you hear things crawling in the wall or in the attic, don't think you're crazy. Please get that checked out, because if you think you're crazy and you want crazy, they will multiply, and after that it's kind of hard to get them out. Then check around your home for entry points, sanitize your house, clean your house, make sure everything is sealed up if you do have mice. Then look for your professional to see if they can help you further. Now if you do want further information, I did make an ebook on this topic about every mice that we have in the United States, and I listed them by state, what they look like, what they do, their nesting habits, their routes, what they eat. Everything is in that ebook for you to help you. It also gives you tips and tricks on how to properly seal your home up and treat the mice. So if you want the ebook, it'll be in the description below. It's completely free. I made it for you to learn. I want to help homeowners and future homeowners to kind of help them see mice signs if they already have the house or before they buy the house. I'm trying to save everybody money here, and that's my goal here. So if you do like this content, hit the subscribe button and show me some love, and I'll see you all in the next video.